And our guest today is pressed for time. So unfortunately, we'll make it very, very quick. This is about government and startups, and I'll give a bit of a background. We have startups here who have pitched, but we also have startups and startup founders and innovators in the audience who are curious to know how best they can work with the government. And if you do not know NITDA, you would know about NITDA today, and importantly, you will know how that government agency works to support startups in the startup ecosystem in Nigeria. So, very welcome to you, madam. You. And I know you're pressed for time, so I'll try and make it as rapid as possible. So today we'll be talking about several things, and to introduce it, I would ask you to please tell us from the group of startups you've seen pitching, and also for everyone, what are the opportunities for startups to collaborate with the government, especially through NITDA?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I start, I want to bring to you the greetings of the DG of NITDA. He actually said I should personally tell you guys, I'm sorry he's not here personally. He actually planned to come, but things just came up and he couldn't make it. Yes, to your question, the opportunities that are in store for startups, right, from the government perspective. So everything that we do is hinged on collaboration and partnerships, right? We can't do anything without you guys, without the private sector, without the startups. And we know that it's like a mutually beneficial relationship, because while we create the enabling environments, the enabling policies, the startups are the ones that drive, right? You're the ones that brings up the innovative solutions. And so we can look at it from this angle in terms of PPP, private-public partnerships, in terms of even pilot projects. So the government needs these startups, these tech companies, right, to integrate tech into their operations, right? So even if you talk about the ERPs, for example, or let me make an instance, let me not talk about NITDA right now. Let's talk from the government's perspective. If you look at the Nigeria Immigration System Service, the NIS, right? I know that the passport implementation is in conjunction with a tech company, right? So anything that the government is doing, we definitely cannot do it alone. We need the support of the private sector, the startups, to be able to drive our initiatives. Because, coming back to our minister of the Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, right? He has, in his blueprint, right, hinged on 5 pillars. In one of his focus areas, he talked about driving the use of the Nigerian stack, right, and developing a DPI framework. Okay, so the DPI is basically platforms, blocks, right, for government to be able to use their services to empower the citizens. Now, these digital services are going to be driven by startups. Do you understand? So the DPI is in 3 phases: the unique identification, the payment part, and then the data exchange. These services, we cannot do it. We can only maybe bring up the frameworks and the guidelines to drive the use of these things. But we depend on the tech startups to be able to bring up innovative solutions for us to push these solutions. So,
all right, thank you very much. I hope you guys are listening and you are taking notes. A slightly different question, but related to what you're saying. I usually hear people say, I'll support the Igbos. They say, Imam Madu is a thing in government. Imam Madu in Igbo parlance means you need to know someone to do something with the government. So do you have any recommendations to the startup founders, especially our top 15 here, for how best they can engage in terms of process, such that if they have these bright and sunny ideas you speak of, they can approach the government or the agency and expedite that partnership or collaborative relationship?
Yes, I know it's a common saying that you have to know somebody for you to get any opportunity from the government. But I know that our Director General is is government is like an open door policy, right? And anything that we're doing now for startups is hinged on the Nigerian Startup Act. I don't know if we're aware of that. It was passed towards the end of 2022, I think October 2022, right? So everything that we do now for startups is based on the Nigerian Startup Act. And we have launched the portal. We have a startup portal up and running. We have the Nigerian Startup Act is a platform for startups to be able to assess incentives from the government. And the Act also establishes the National Council for Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Now, what this council does is to make sure that all our national policies are aligned towards the startups, making sure that the startups are taken into consideration for everything that is being done on a national scale. Now, the thing is, we have these services sometimes. Probably maybe the issue is maybe our communication might not be as prompt as it should be. For example, we have the startup portal. I don't know how many startups here are aware of it. That's one. We've started collecting entries for startup labeling. Now, the startup labeling is what you're going to go through for you to access any incentive from the government, right? Part of our collaborative efforts, because everything that we do, we want to make sure now that we involve everybody, right? We have an incoming tour of the 6 geopolitical zones to come and speak with the startups, come and speak with the tech ecosystem. What exactly should we do for you? Because we're not going to just come out and come up with incentives. They might not matter to the startups. We must hear from them first, understand their pain point, and know that this is where, or this is what I want from the government. It's going to happen towards the end of June and the later part of July. Please, I want to beg or encourage everyone to engage on our platforms. We have the startup portal is active. Right now we have about 15,000 users of the portal, and we are still encouraging people to sign up for the labeling, because it's until you are labeled as a startup that you'll be able to enjoy some of these incentives. So, for example, if you see now on the media that, this startup got this opportunity from the government, and then you start wondering that, it's because this person knows. But right now, from sources, I know that we have just 30 startups that have applied for labeling. They've applied to the portal, but for labeling, right now we just have 30 startups. So, for example, if after we go through the process and we identify that out of these 30, these 10 met the requirement and they're open for incentives, do you understand? So until you're able to come to our platform and apply, and then we would open up. And then we have other initiatives. We did an agric tech for AI, fourth industrial revolution for the agric sector, where we opened up applications and we selected 10 startups, and it was based on merit, and they were given a funding of, I think, 10 million, right, for them to be able to apply their innovations to farms. I know we have one now in Abuja. It's in collaboration with the ATV, the Abuja Technology Village, where they are applying these applications on the demo farm, and we're going to scale up from there. So if you don't engage on our platforms, you don't engage on our social media, you might not be privy to some of these informations that we're giving out to the startups. And I can assure you, I know it's a cliche saying, but it's not as it is, or it's not as it was before, especially with our current administration, the minister and the DG. They're ensuring that anything that is meant for Nigerians is given to Nigerians without favor or favoritism. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I hope we are all taking notes. There are things around the Startup Acts. She is giving some pointers. I personally became very aware of the components of the Startup Act last year, whereas it was passed 2 years ago. And so, is there your website?
Yes.
that people can also go to? The website of NITDA, perhaps also the startup portal?
Yes, and we have a subsidiary that is focused on startups. We have the Office of the Nigerian Digital Innovation, and it is ONDI. If you just search ONDI, it's going to pop up. That is the office strictly for startups, for tech startups. If you have any information, you can drop them a message, or you can call. The lines are very active. Or if you don't even get to us, go through the NIDA website. Our info at nida.gov.ng is very, very active. If you call us, we're going to pick up. You can even, okay, it's a public holiday. If not, I would have put it to the test. Call them, working hours, 4:30 to 8:30 p.m., and you're going to get a response. And you can also send a direct message or mail to the, you can send a direct mail to the office of the DG, for example, and we would always take it up from there, or from the info at nida.gov.ng. And then you can also go through the Office of the Nigerian Digital Innovation. We also have a subsidiary that is focused on AI and robotics, and that's the National Center for AI and Robotics. It's also it's online. You can just Google it. For press of time, I can't go into so much details, but
that's a lot,
all our
actually.
services are actually online, and you can always call the help desk to get more information from us, and we'll always be open to assist.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for her, please. She's tried now, Abi. And myself, I've tried. I've tried to tease out all the information that's helpful for you to start. And I think we have time for one question or maybe two. One, let's see how long the one will go. Any interesting questions? I can't see you. This light is... Okay, the gentleman at the back. Can I get a mic to him? Is there a mic that can go quickly to him? I want to use my mic. Chop, 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 chop. Please introduce yourself. Make your questions very short and sweet, and let's take it on from there.
All right, thank you. My name is Oluwatobi, and I'm the founder of Blue Space. The company behind All Post is a social post scheduling and social media management application. So my question is, one, I registered for the startup portal, but I got no information either selected or not. Secondly, can you touch more on how to apply for the labeling?
Sorry, come again. You applied to the portal.
Yeah, I was told that maybe I will get an information whether I've been accepted or not, but it's been quite some few weeks, no details or any information.
You were accepted. Is it for the portal or for the labeling?
For the portal.
Okay.
I'm hearing of the labeling for the first time, so
wow.
How do we apply for that?
Okay. It's also on the portal. Like I said, there are 15,000, and they just constituted the committee. I think last week or thereabout. So there are processes involved in this, right? But if you go on the portal, it's also there where you can apply for labeling. And the labeling process, the selection is going to be done every month, because as much as we get entries, we would, the committee in the NSA, if you read the NSA, I don't know if you've read the NSA, there's a process involved in selecting. So it's not something that if you just do today, you'll get a response tomorrow. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it's going to take some processes. But if I don't have the details in question when we're going to end the process or when they're going to respond to you. But I can assure you that once they are finished with their process, they will definitely get back to you on that. And you can check the portal for the labeling. Right, or I can drop my contacts. You can message me directly. I don't work in that office, right? But I have, I could always connect you to the right sources, yes.
All right, thank you very much. And I would ask you any last comments or...
Yes, just one quick information. The drive for the 70% digital literacy level in Nigeria, we just launched an initiative, which is a digital literacy for all. And I don't know how many people also are aware of that. It's on our website and on our social media pages. And right now we are in the spirit of collaboration. we are actually open to collaboration with everybody on how we can make sure that the digital literacy rate increases in Nigeria. For that initiative, we're looking for content creators, people that can develop content for pushing digital literacy. We have 6 competency areas hinged on the Nigerian Digital Literacy Framework. If you go, if you check it out, you see the 6 competency, 6 proficiency areas and 26 competency areas. And this, we are trying to make sure that the digital literacy rate in Nigeria increases, and we are open for collaboration with tech startups on development of content to push digital literacy. We have a portal for it, ndlf.gov.ng, ndlf.nida.gov.ng. We have already started posting content to drive digital literacy. So we're open for collaborations on that also. Any of the tech startups that could help us to drive that in the spirit of collaboration and partnership, we can work on that too. Yeah.
All right, a round of applause for her, please. This has been very helpful. As you notice, there's been a lot of talk on collaboration. And for the first time, you're seeing a government official giving you direct access, no gatekeepers, no in-betweeners. So please give her a round of applause, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you.